validation within the population that you will most often use, most often do your assessments. Pre-trial criminal. The test, the MMPI, has never been validated within that population. Yes, it has been validated in prison populations. People have already been sentenced to prison, but that has a lot of differences, some similarities, but a lot of differences from somebody who has not yet gone to trial. I'm thinking of particular issues. This often comes up. There are people who control my movements. This is an item from the MMPI. And you look at that in a clinical population, you say, wow, that's real evidence of a mental disorder. You know, they're feeling that other people control their behavior. Well, I can't tell you. Similar things for other dimensions, other scores on the Rorschach test. When you are testifying in court, stick to that data. Do not go out on a limb with your dynamic hypotheses. I was supervising one, actually he was a licensed psychologist, but he wanted some further supervision in his forensic work. He came in proudly one day saying that he had totally destroyed the opposing expert witness and that the opposing expert will never dare show his face in court again. What was the basis for this grandiosity? How did he destroy this other expert? He said he used the TAT, thematic apperception test, which, as we said, has absolutely no validation data behind it. And they have to do with cognitive aspects of malingering, while the others are primarily personality. The SIMS stands for the Structured Interview of Malingered Symptomatology. It purports to be a measure of malingering of both cognitive and psychiatric symptoms. I used it in my practice maybe 2 or 3 times, then I put it away. I did not like it. I found that it overdiagnosed malingering. People who, in fact, on other measures, say on a personality assessment inventory, on a Rorschach, looked seriously disturbed. People who on neuropsychological assessment showed evidence quite consistent with brain impairment, scored on the SIMS as a level of abstraction. Because CMR-R takes the same rights and asks the defendant to compare them to other statements. So, for instance, this is just an example off the top of my head. It's not one that's actually in there. It says, well, the first says you have the right to remain silent, and tell me whether each of these statements is the same or different. Statement number 1, you don't have to talk to the police. That, of course, would be the same. Number 2, the police can make you talk to them. That's different. After you talk to the police, you can talk to a lawyer.